because, again, I don't feel like this is the sexiest of matchups. It is a rematch from a iconic moment in Super Bowl history. In fact, that's one of the wagers. Did you know that, Tom? I was looking at some of them today. I don't know how to place this wager. I'm going to have to look into it. We're stuck. We're burdened by, and listen, you don't have to gamble to be interested in props. And in fact, if gambling's not your thing, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not telling you to gamble, but obviously millions of Americans do, especially on this game, even when gambling wasn't as popular as it is now. This was the year that this was the game, I should say, every year where you'd see these staggering numbers where they'd have to guesstimate in non-legal outlets how much was being bet on the Super Bowl by your everyday average American, whether you're getting in on squares or prop bets or whatever it might be. We will have Lee Sterling on tomorrow. That is of great importance. The reason that's of great importance is, did you know, and I found it out today, went and looked it up and actually confirmed with Lee via text, that Lee's daughter, who sings the national anthem and has all over the country at various sporting events, she now works as a working actress on Broadway, and she tries to, she's been in Broadway plays. She's attempting to navigate those avenues in her career. She is frequently off Broadway, and she's always trying out for parts. Anyhow, the point is she's got a lovely voice, and she's been asked to sing at Dolphins games and other big games. So she's really good, obviously, at guessing the length of the national anthem, because she, generally speaking, knows who the artists are that are singing it and how slowly or how quickly they sing it. She's 10-0-1 on her anthem predictions, and would have been 11-0 if not for Reba McEntire screwing it up and doubling down on a verse or a sentence or a word or whatever it was, or she would have been undefeated. So that's really, Lee could give us the 700 prop bets that he's going to go through tomorrow, and they're always funny, and we're interested because it's the Super Bowl and you want a little something if your team's not in it. But honestly, that's the one. That's the one you circle, because everybody offers that. And if you've got a sure thing because you're 10-0-1, like Lee could call me today and say, I'm not coming on, my daughter is, and that would be more important to me. And I don't mean that meanly, Lee, if you're watching. I just go ahead, offer up your daughter to come on the show. I'll ask her one question. How long is the anthem going to be? And then over under that time that's posted, and we'll move on from there. By the way, I've never heard of the person. I rarely know these people anymore. I'm of the age where you don't know who anybody is that is coming up in the entertainment world. Some Charlie Booth. Have you ever heard of this person?
Charlie Booth?
I don't know who this is. Yeah, I think it's like, look it up. It's Charlie something. I think I saw it in passing. I was like, who the hell is this person?
Booth in America? These names don't go well together.
I don't know who this Charlie. I'm going to put Charlie Anthem Singer. There you go. And it should come up. And I don't know who this is. I'm sure it doesn't mean that I don't know who it is. Doesn't mean other people don't.
Charlie Puth.
Puth. I said Booth. I don't know who Charlie Puth is.
Well, you don't know who Charlie Puth is?
No.
Me either.
I was going to say, you might have a better chance of knowing who he is. No, I
know Brandy Carlisle's doing America the Beautiful.
There you go.
Heard of her.
Me too. Who's Charlie Puth? I'm not trying to knock Charlie. Just don't know who he is. Never heard of him. Anyhow, he's singing the anthem.
He's a multi-platinum award-winning artist.
No, hey, far be it from me to question who's singing the national anthem, given that the NFL has done pretty well in terms of their overall ratings on this game and every other halftime show. Whether I like it or not, it doesn't make a difference. They tend to do well. So there's that.
Apparently he came to fame by singing covers on YouTube and was discovered because he was good at singing the covers on YouTube.
There it is.
That's a very modern way of becoming a singer.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I thought you were going to tell me almost certainly that he was on like America's Got Talent or what are those shows that I can't watch.
He said, I'm cutting out the middleman.
I don't need to go on your show. I don't need you. I'm just going to sing.
I don't need you to stand there and go, yes, that's mediocre. No, I'm just going to go to the people. Let them decide.
Yeah.
I'm Charlie Puth, damn it.
It turned into him singing the national anthem. Anyhow, so those wagers will be there. I did see where despite it not being a sexy matchup, I did see where it's starting to pick up because we're late in the week. And every year it comes out afterwards, no matter what the matchup is or what anybody thinks about the game or anything surrounding the game. at the end of the day, they end up breaking records for bets, and that probably this year will be no different. 61% of the bettors are on the over, 63% are on Seattle minus the points. Saw that this morning. I do like some of the Tirico/Collinsworth type bets. For example, how early in the game do they mention that this is a rematch? Tirico will mention that almost assuredly
at the outset.
Wouldn't you think within the first 5 minutes of the first quarter?
Yes.
Me too. That's a bet.
Context matters greatly to Mike Tirico.
And he's awesome at his job, so he'll be buttoned up and ready to roll.
That sets the stage.
Well, then that fosters another bet. You know what that is? Sure you do. How quickly do they show us a replay of Malcolm Butler's interception in the Super Bowl, Lord. Seattle and New England? That's going to be, when would they show it?
I think if you're not going to burn it through the opening montage, and if not montage, but the opening setup of the game, your intro before you go to that adjacency commercial break, you could probably do it coming out of halftime. It wouldn't be natural to do it unless they have the Sunday Night Football music. You know, sometimes they have like the high school football games as rejoiners. It's like bump, bump, ba ba bump, and they're showing the Friday night games. You could almost put it there in a montage of classic games between these two teams, because apparently social media has shown me that of the last 10 or 12 matchups they played, most all of them come down to the wire in the fourth quarter. Of course, the highest stakes being in the Super Bowl, but they don't see each other that often, except when they do.
It's a barn burner.
You got yourself
an all-timer. It's a great game. Well, really, outside of 2 Super Bowls, for the most part, every one that New England's been in has been really close and interesting and has come down to the wire. Obviously, when they got blown out by the Bears, that's not true, and all those years ago in the 80s. And it's not true of the one against Green Bay, per se. But the ones of the run that count towards the Brady lore and legacy, those were all largely very good games. You know, the Philadelphia one they lose is incredible. Even the one that Philadelphia won they won was really, really good and came down to the wire. I think somewhere T.O. is sitting around hating his quarterback still to this day.
3 picks. Did Donovan McNabb throw on that day?
Puking in the fourth quarter on the last drive of the game while my man is out here playing on a broken leg. And far be it for me to defend T.O., who was not a great teammate, but man alive.
I will say.
He showed up that day.
And McNabb was very lucky that this was not the social media era, because they called that out in real time within a day in the news cycle.
Yes.
His attitude in the huddle for the final drive was brought to light and made public. Could you imagine that news cycle with social media on top of it? My God.
You know, I've never had to execute a 7-foot putt to win the Masters. Obviously, I've never had to stand over a tee shot with my life's dreams on the line and everything I've ever worked for in play. I've never had to make a free throw to send my team to the final round or to win the state title in high school or anything like that. I've never had to, all the things that you can think of that are incredibly stressful for athletes in the moment, under the gun, the brightest of spotlights, all of the blood, sweat, and tears and everything leading into it. Go ahead.
What is the most stressful thing you have done in
sports?
Competition? Yeah, that you have faced a moment of real stress and overcame.
Well, I always said, and I can name a few games in high school. My senior season, we went undefeated at Lakewood and made the state playoffs and lost to Lakeland Kathleen in the semifinals, which still bugs me to this day. But anyhow, and that was a really tight game. I always believed, and I still do believe, that there was very little, and this is where I was going with this, only quarterback that could that happen to, or kicker. That could only happen to quarterback or kicker, because football is the ultimate team game. And one of the good things about football in terms of stress management and dealing with situations that if left on an island or individualized, you would be, caught up in the emotions, is that on any given play. So if you're a tackle or a receiver or a tight end or a middle linebacker, whatever the call is that comes in, especially when you're in high school, that comes in from the sideline, whatever the call is, you play a part. It's just one role of, you're one of the 11 guys. So even if you're a guy who may be getting the ball, who are likely getting the ball, say you're a star receiver and you know the play is called for you, it's been a play they've used all year long to get the ball in your hands, it's likely coming to you. Even those guys, I don't think really have an opportunity to get nervous because they gotta know the route, and if it's a choice route, you're gonna be looking at the safety. You got landmarks and things that you have to execute. You don't have time to think about it.
I agree. I think the one other position than the ones you mentioned could be corner, when you know that you're either a fill-in or you've been exposed and now you've got confidence issues and the ball's going to come your way no matter who the matchup is. You've seen that where a quarterback isolates and says, wherever that guy is, I'm throwing. I feel really bad at times for corners when that happens to them because, if it's 3rd and 9, it's like, well, we're going to throw at you because you're going to get roasted. And the lonely feeling that if you're that player, because the entire fan base is going to rally against you, like your own fans.
Mm-hmm.
If you're that guy who on that night is just completely roasted all the time, that is a lonely place to be.
A coach won't allow for that, though. You will eventually either be replaced or they will shade a safety to help you all day long. And they're not going to let you just get bent over for 4 quarters or 2 quarters. Like I've seen guys get isolated, obviously, and get taken advantage of, but in a game that is this high stakes, the second it happens and it's obvious you're not able to handle the assignment, somebody's coming to help out. It's like a tackle who can't block an edge rusher who's too good. They're going to chip. They're going to shade protection to that side so that you're not getting exposed to the extent that you could if it was neutral.
If the coach is doing his job. Sometimes they don't, and sometimes maybe a linebacker gets isolated in a 3rd down against a running back in a one-on-one.
Then you know what? You're not nervous pre-snap. If it happens, it happens. It's a good play call and design, and you get exposed because you're not good enough to cover a running back. Name me a linebacker that's covering an elite running back with any degree of certainty or consistency. That's why, again, football, man, to me, that's ultimately it comes back on a coach who allows for a matchup to get exposed. The quarterback's different. He's got the ball in his hands on every play. And it's 3rd and 9. And we're at the 46, and we've got to get into field goal range. This is the throw. These next 2 throws are the throws. 3rd and 4th down. These are the throws. I got to put it on him. I got to give our team a chance. I could see where that would catch up with you. I don't think really at too many other positions. Kicker being different, obviously. Kicker, I have felt for kickers as much as I make fun of them. Man, it's got to be the loneliest job in the world. You go out there with a Super Bowl on the line or an NFC or AFC championship on the line, national championship on the line, and it's all on your foot, and the snap and hold are perfect, and it's not blocked, it's not rushed, and you just got to make it. Woo, man, that's a toughie.
That's where in Tampa Bay Buccaneers history, the best kick I've ever seen was Ryan Suckup at Green Bay.
Yeah.
Because the offense was a sputtering, and Tom Brady was struggling in the second half of that game. He overthrew Mike Evans, which would have been a walk-in touchdown. Then it was a weird 3rd down where he kind of just aborted the drive and said, we're going to try and kick here from 48 or 49 yards in the cold in Lambeau. And if he misses that, Green Bay gets great field position. And
sure.
Oh, the stakes on that kick. It reminds me of Aguayo's kick down in Miami in 14.
I was there. I was on the 40-yard line. I was there in the stands with my buddy Matt Britton and his wife and her father at the time, who's since passed away. May he rest in peace. Anyhow, we were all there together at that game. And when Aguayo came out to kick, it had all turned. The stands were alive. Miami fans were believing that they could win the game.
That was 50-plus easy.
And he freaking drills it. I think it's 48, Tom. Double check it.
All righty.
Double check it.
2014 box score.
The point is he hammers it, and he doesn't even flinch.
30-26 was the final score.
Yeah, that was a great game. That was an all-time great game. And one of my favorite parts about the game.
53.
53. Did he kick one before the half that was 48?
He kicked one, let's see, 43 yards, second quarter, 8:10 to go.
Huh.
That made it 23-10.
So 53, good job. Your memory's better than mine. I thought it was from 48. Either way, it was down the house.
Middle of the fourth quarter.
Yeah. It was big. It was big. But I could see where those guys get nervous. But back to the point, I guess getting all the way back to Donovan McNabb, I remember thinking after we did learn of him puking in the huddle on that drive and T.O. called him out for it and, was pissed off that his quarterback was so nervous that he was sick on that last drive. I don't know that. I mean, I know life circumstances. I've had some moments where I've gotten sick because of something that might be life or death. Something that would be, change your life forever, something like that. I've gotten close to being physically ill because of the ramifications of something that was happening in my life to a family member or something like that.
9-leg parlay.
But I've never gotten so nervous playing a game or a sport, not because I think, well, it's just a game. No, I mean, there's a heightened intensity to certain games. Obviously, I've been nervous. I mean, we've played games where I've gotten nervous, meaning like there's bets on the line or we're teammates together in something like golf and I've got to execute a shot. You can feel the nerves there, but not to the point where you're going to puke.
Never puke.
I mean, that strikes me as incredibly weird.
Never puke. I remember being in the league I play in, first chance I had to win a tourney, and I had the iWatch on at that time, so it has
your heart rate's way up.
And it went like a bump, like as in, hey, what's going on? Your heart rate's really high.
Yeah.
And I looked at it. It was way too high. It was 181. It was what the beats per minute was.
That's way too high indeed.
Hey, easy here, killer.
But you weren't about to puke.
I was
just
never
nervous. You were
nauseous.
just nervous.
I was just amped. Yes, nervous, but also amped. I was like, I could do this. We could win this thing. But puke? No. Maybe before a big speech. That kind of energy.
Never felt like I was going to puke. I've given a lot of speeches, and I've been asked to speak at a lot of locations. And obviously, we do this for a living. But there is a big difference between this and giving a speech.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can tell the difference, and I can certainly tell the difference. And even doing this for a living, I get more nervous in a speech setting. Presentation, not so much, and Q&A, definitely not. I'm always comfortable with
Presentation
that.
depends on the room.
Yeah,
it really
and it also
does.
depends if it's a multi-person presentation, then you better have a cohort that you trust.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean,
in Dr. Rainey's class, I had to carry the whole thing, but I knew that, and I was ready to go. There was another one in speech class at Florida State, the one that you have to clear. It was second or third speech. You had 3. I didn't have one of my note cards. And I had prepared to learn everything through the note cards, and I flipped from 1 and it went to 3. And I go, well, I almost puked then.
That's a toughie. By the way, this is true. Here you go, kids. If you're listening, you're young, you're coming up, you're not sure what you're going to do in the world, not sure what you're going to do in your life, not sure what your job, what your vocation is going to be. Maybe you want to do this or something like this, whatever it might be. This is just learned experience and advice that works from that. The key to everything is preparation. If you're prepared, whether it's a test, whether it's a speech, anything, if you've spent more time than even necessary and over-prepared to where you've got every angle covered, you talk about never really knowing a subject until you have to teach it. That'll prove how much you know about a subject.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if that is the case, that is all about preparation, knowledge, learning, all those. If you have that, there's nothing to fear, man. Then it's just fun. Now it's performative. Now you can see how effective are you at communicating the knowledge you have, the point you're trying to make. Then it's like a real joy. You walk into the room like, I can't wait to kick ass at this.
Well, and that's one of the reasons that particular speech class made me mad, because I usually wasn't a note card guy.
I'm not a note card guy. I mean, I have my outlines.
There'll be some notes that I won't refer to because I already know it. But in that instance, I'm like, no, you know what? Let's trust the cards. I didn't bring them all.
But alas,
you got to bring them.
You got to bring the cards. Yeah, anybody can make a reservation.
That's right. Anybody can make a cue card or an index card. Yeah.
It's Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV. Fans, our partner ISF Inc. is a national management and IT consulting firm located right here in Tallahassee, Florida, solving the future for state governments through strategy, process, and technology. As a trusted advisor for state governments, ISF knows the importance of defining a clear and detailed strategy. Our friends at ISF can help your organization create a strategy that sets you on a path to success. ISF, your vision plus our expertise brings your brilliant ideas to life. Visit ISF.com to learn more. ISF, solving the future.
You probably already know that Pinch a Penny Pools and Spas is your one-stop destination for all pool maintenance needs, offering everything you need from chemicals, cleaners, vacuums, nets, and more. But that's not all. Pinch a Penny also carries a huge selection of premium hot springs hot tubs paired with easy financing options, making these luxury hot tubs affordable for everyone. And if you have an older hot tub and you're worried about the hassle of removing it, worry no more. Pinch a Penny will not only remove and haul away your old hot tub, but also offer a trade-in value for a credit towards your new one. So why wait? Visit Pinch A Penny's 12,000 square foot showroom today on Greer Road and discover how effortless and affordable owning a fantastic hot tub can be. Find out more at TallahasseeHotSpring.com. That's TallahasseeHotSpring.com.
T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. T-Spark, T-SparkConstruction.com. We conquer all peaks, we fix those darn leaks. Call 850-766-1340. T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. T-Spark, T-SparkConstruction.com.
License number CCC 1331204.
Hey, this is for my homeowner friends out there. You know who you are. When you get your grass cut, you're going to inspect the work, make sure it's good. Get your house painted, check around every corner and edge, make sure that's done right. Get a new roof, get eyes on those shimmering new shingles. Get your septic tank cleaned. Bet you're not popping your head down in there to take a look around. You got to trust it's done right. I'll make it easy. Go see my friend Greg Miller, Miller Septic. They're my guys. I trust them, and you can too. MillerSeptic.com. That's it. That's the commercial. That's the whole thing. Check them out. It's MillerSeptic.com.
What makes Paul's Termite and Pest Control the best in North Florida?
It's our core values, of course, and they happen to spell Paul's.
P, protecting you and your pets from pests and your property from termites. A, accept personal responsibility. At Paul's, we realize it's up to us to get things right and strive to do more than's expected.
U, uphold company values. Those values include treating others with respect and understanding we represent Paul's Pest Control on and off the clock.
L, look the part. As representatives of this great company, we will always make sure that our image matches the character of Paul's.
S, support the team. Every job we do is a total team effort to create a supportive workplace.
P, protecting you, your pets, and your property. A, accept personal responsibility. U, uphold company values. L, look the part. S, support the team. Paul's core values. They make us the best.
For the elimination of termites and other pests.
And a greener lawn, too.
Call Paul's. We'll get them all.
From the championship stage to coaching change and everything in between, Warchant.com remains your home for the best FSU football coverage in the business. Brutally honest columns and features, market-leading multimedia presence across video and podcast, the largest FSU fan community with a staff that combines for over 100 years of experience covering the Noles. When change comes, Warchant.com is your home for analysis from every angle. Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source. Sign up today.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
Jeffrey, I appreciate you getting into the show to try to right a wrong, even if your name is spelled incorrectly. I give you credit, I might add, for bringing this up, and your knowledge is not going to be second-guessed. I'm sure this is accurate, but he said he cannot allow cross-country skiing to be besmirched as it was yesterday on the show. It has the highest caloric demand of all sports. Now, remember, Jeffrey, and I'm not condescending here, I did not besmirch cross-country skiing as being unathletic, useless, not worth your time as an individual, unathletic, or any of those things. I'm quite certain it's hard as hell. Any endurance sport that involves long distances, I absolutely admire the combatants. What I was besmirching was the watchability. And watching dudes take hours to go cross country on skis is boring.
There tends to be a correlation between caloric demand, as Jeffrey put it, and watchability. There are some
long
sports.
Distance anything.
Yeah, right.
Can get awfully old very quickly.
Well, you know what? Water polo. A lot of caloric demand.
I like water polo.
It's nice as a novelty thing to watch, but you're not setting your calendar and saying, well, it's March. It's water polo month in the United States.
Very few Olympic sports have me do that anyhow.
Right. There aren't many. Soccer maybe, but even in the States, that doesn't have a huge...
soccer's grown just to to an extent.
Everybody always says fastest growing until,
No. That's lately that's been lacrosse and volleyball and other sports. But anyhow, what I would say is, who sits down to watch a marathon?
Exactly. Or the Ironman. Like, you're like, wow, it's impressive.
It's incredibly impressive.
You will watch the finish for these extremely
unbelievable accomplishment. I'll watch the
interest.
montage of all the things that the person did. I admire them.
Were you watching them swim?
No, God, no.
Has anybody ever watched anybody in the Ironman swim?
I mean, for a few seconds, you watch them swimming.
I don't think so. I don't even know they tell
when they cut to the bike. You're like, he's on the bike.
Oh, they're changing.
He's pedaling.
He's getting out of the wetsuit into
pedaling.
the bike pants.
They watch down the stretch with all the cheering when the people are damn near death about to cross the finish line.
What you watch is the final turn of the corner.
Oh,
That's
it's amazing.
What you watch with the Ironman.
Dramatic.
You're not watching the swimming.
Well, think about it. Whenever that highlight comes out, it happens every year, Tom. I'm laying on the couch on a Sunday. There's nothing on. It's like the dead of summer, I believe, and I'm flipping around waiting for golf or something, and they're like, oh, it's the highlight of this year's Ironman. And invariably, you get caught up watching because it's just the highlights. And you watch it, and there's some dude with one leg hopping his ass across the finish line, and you're going, look at this. What a sorry ass I am. This guy just completed the Ironman with one leg. He's just hopping away and everybody's cheering for him. And you're like, look at him. That's amazing. There's some 97-year-old woman whose husband died that year. And he always wanted to race, but got cancer and couldn't. So she decided after his death, I'm going to do it. And she's been training. And now here her old ass is going to cross the line. You're like, we are a pathetic group. Look at us. Me, you, all the rest of us sitting here watching this. Look at these people.
97.
Whooping ass.
Did the Ironman.
Yeah. Those stories are amazing. And
I had 5 more miles in me if I needed to.
I'm always blown away. I'm like, good on you. But I just watching it. That's all it was, Jeffrey. And he points out that both the U.S. men's and women's teams can win medals. Somebody named Jay Clabo is the best cross-country skier of all time. Watch him. I trust you. I believe he's the best. I believe you're telling me the truth. I don't know. I'm going to be watching that. But I'll catch a glimpse. I'll see who's doing what.
You'll see it on the bottom line and go, hey, that's the guy that Jeffrey brought up in the chat. He did win the gold. Outstanding.
I will say to you this. That looks hard. And I've never cross-country skied, but I've gone snow skiing plenty of times, probably 15 times in my life. Just skiing, trying to push yourself through up a hill to get on the lift, Tommy, can be a toughie.
The scene in Burn After Reading when John Malkovich, he's in the wife beater, and he's like stepping up. He's like, okay, motivation.
Yeah.
That's what people do when they watch these events for 10 seconds, and they go, all right, nope, I don't think I'm going to make it. I don't think I'm going to be completing an Ironman. Not taking away from the impressiveness. Just that you're right. The watchability, the ratings.
Yeah, that's all it is. I can't do it otherwise. There was a question in here earlier. I'm going back just to make sure I catch up on everybody here. We're that time of year. It's a little bit easier and to get to some questions. First of all, somebody complimented me on the prop bets. You're damn right. Is it Top Breads? Is that who it was? Anyhow.
Got a funny comment from Hog Watcher here too regarding running and racing.
I took up running for about a year, ran a 10K once, several 5Ks, but was passed by an 80-year-old carrying an American flag in the 10K, and I was done. Yeah, that's a toughie, Hog Watcher. 80-year-olds breezing past. I have never run a 10K. I have run a bunch of 5Ks, usually for charity or because when your kids are young, the schools will have them. And you feel like a deadbeat parent if you don't participate. So they'll come home and be like, hey, we're having a 5K raising funds for our class. And you're like, you're about to ask me if I'm going to run the 5K this weekend? Normally it's a last second ask. You haven't run once in 5 years. Sure. That's when you get out there and you'll run and that very thing will happen. So there's some 5K warriors out there. They can't wait to get there. It's freaking 20 degrees outside. They're like limbering up, trying to break a record. You're like, come on,
it's
dude.
a 5K.
Get a grip.
They look like Bradley Cooper in Wedding Crashers getting ready for football.
It's the dumbest thing ever. And they're locked in. They want to be at the front. Come on, man. We're running around an elementary school parking lot. Really? And they're gunning it so they can tell their friends that day, go. Said a PR this morning. It was windy too.
You ready, bro?
Yeah, I'm like, man, we're just gonna go ahead and get through this. We'll be all right. We'll find a way. No one wanted to know. Well, let me go back to this. Mark says, I hope someone will cover FSU's money issues. We talked about it. We talk about it a lot.
We talk about it all the damn time.
Oh, incessantly, Mark. Incessantly. Is there or is there not a serious money issue? Well, that depends. Probably not the answer you wanted. If there is, how's it solved? Well, we can start by not sucking ass at football. Let's just start with a simple bottom line here. Stop losing more games than you win. That would help. It would alleviate some, but obviously not the big numbers. That was planned debt. Planned debt.
We'll call that Case and Beatty for this exercise.
Planned debt. Stadium renovation. You're taking on those loans, and that's what's going to happen. You already know that. Football-only facility costs money. You get it. That's the kind of stuff that you could debate whether they should have been doing both simultaneously. You can argue nuances of it. But if we're just talking big picture stuff, that was all planned. That was debt incurred that they knew they were going to have in order to make those changes. What they could not have planned was right after giving their head coach and his staff an extension, and one that now weighs as an albatross around their neck, that he would then fly the plane to the side of a mountain promptly after going 12-0 in the regular season, winning the ACC to win their 13th game, and the snub occurs, and obviously they get pointed out against Georgia. Either way, you thought the program was upwardly mobile at the time of those extensions, and it's gone.
Yeah, another way to frame it is they've won 4 real football games since the snub.
Yeah, it's been a problematic situation.
4.
Yeah. One thing, again, I want to reiterate this. My criticisms have largely been rooted not in the overriding debt that Florida State has because of the projects that they took on, okay? Some people, and I've heard a lot of arguments, just write it off. Well done. That was a good episode. I would tell you that I can live with a lot of aspects of this story. I can handle it. Like when you read that Sportico article or anything else that's documenting Florida State's debt, there's a lot of stuff in it that when I read it, I go, okay. At various points all around the country, different schools, different projects, you can find, it was noted in that article, for example, Cal prior had the largest amount of debt. Go back a few years, it's a different school. Go back a few years before that. Somebody's always going to lead the way in debt. Typically, not always, typically it's because of something magnificent, meaning they chose to renovate a stadium, build a brand new one, add buildings to a campus, whatever it might be, where you go, okay, so that was always going to cost them a lot of money. They're going to incur this debt. And they knew it. It's planned that way. And a lot of times it's the kind of thing where they say it'll pay for itself in the next 10 years and here's how. But initially, if you just read the surface level report of what that debt is, you'd go, whoa, that sounds bad. But there's context that needs to be added to the discussion when you read something like that. My complaint is the other part of the debt, the inability to further fund above and beyond rev share your roster. Because many people saw this coming and many people talked about the direction of NIL and what was going to happen and what could or could not be regulated and what the courts had basically already told the NCAA, and that there were no restrictions that were coming down the pike soon to get a handle on how money was dispensed to players. and how much money you could give said players. And because it was obvious that they could not enforce the rules they desired to put in place, and that there was no central management or power figure or czar of college football that could implement unilaterally these rules to ensure that the universities and their athletic departments adhered to them, that you best not try to follow what you're hoping is coming down the pike, but rather what is right now, especially because people who are in that space were telling you, no, this isn't going to be regulated in the manner that you think it's going to be. That's where my criticisms have stemmed from, because 18 months to 2 years ago, we were having this discussion.
I think, it goes as far back now as 2023 and maybe latter parts of 2022 when we were having the discussion about retention and player retention. And that was the key for Florida State to be able to make a run in 23 was everybody decided to come back. And the question I kept asking out loud was, what's the deterrent? What is the deterrent? I hear all these things about a new model and a new system, and then another new model and a new system. And I ask, what's the deterrent from somebody acting outside or above those rules or those structures that you put in place? And the deterrent isn't strong enough right now. It's just not. Like, what do you think is going to happen? The CSC, because there's an article out right now recently about the CSC increasing its staff. Okay, so you're going to now investigate all these new contracts and you're going to ban all of these teams from the playoff the next year? I mean, you would be banning basically 14 of the top 20 teams in the country next year from being able to participate in the playoff because they blew past notifying the CSC of every single contract beyond $600. What are we going to have, a blanket wave of ineligibility rulings for players because they and their agency didn't report these things? There's no way. You're going to have to say effective date, correct, August 1st, 2026, get your house in order. That's the only way that they're going to transition out of where they are right now.
Well, if they do what you're talking about, they'll get sued to kingdom come. That ain't going to happen. But secondly, again, there isn't a ruling figure in college football in the NCAA with any teeth. And this was another misstep. This was a miscalculation. This was an erroneous belief that those regulations were coming and that retroactively people who had violated the proposed rules and restrictions to NIL would be punished. And this is something that I took issue with because I didn't like in interviews that Mike Alford was giving his answers. I brought it to people's attention on this show many times, and I would read the quote. That's not going to happen, Mike. And we got caught this last cycle, in essence, with our pants down, not having the necessary funds built up in NIL because there wasn't a concerted effort to build those funds.
Just look at Mike Norvell's face when Mike Alford is speaking on NIL and how much football is funded from an NIL specifically, not rev share, but NIL standpoint.
Right.
And that spoke up.
He's not happy, and I wouldn't be either. But the point is, we blew it, and I do blame him for that. I do. And I've said that, but that's a different discussion.
Than the 400 million.
That's not that's not the 400 million discussion. But this is why it appears that everybody else has more money invested in their roster than we do. It's because they do. Many of them do. Now, let me also clear up one other misnomer, and I'm going to talk on both sides of my mouth here. I just said because they do. Well, I'm talking about the people who are seeking to compete with national championship aspirations. I'm not talking about the totality of the country. In fact, the opposite is true when you think about the totality of the country. With the last 3 years, thanks to the Battles In and others, Florida State has been funded to the tune of a top 25 program in NIL. Now, this upcoming year, that is not going to be the case.
Which would place you, one would think, higher than last place over the aggregate in the ACC the last
100% it would, if you were doing your job. Correct.
Which is where the FU pointing moves from one office to another, where you say, come home, man.
Right.
Pitt, Virginia, Stanford, BC.
Stanford. Getting blown out by your rival who had nothing to play for.
You know the Cardinal? You know who they are? That's Stanford.
Right. So there's been enough blame to go around, and the discussion is more nuanced than just FSU owes this or is this, and this.
But one of the original parts of that question was, is there a serious money issue? Yeah, it prohibited you or it put you in a position where you decided not to spend on flipping your head coach and rooting out the football program.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it did prohibit you, but not for the reasons that a lot of people think.
They think that they just blanket didn't have it. Well,
Right.
they could have.
They could have done it. And if you want proof that they could have done it, let's not forget that the same athletic director and those that are working with him to be great stewards of Florida State's financial resources also allegedly offered Lane Kiffin the job. Well, which is it? You have the money or you don't?
Yeah, well, and that wasn't Lane Kiffin's camp that leaked that.
So
I would guess.
Which is it? You can't afford to fire him or you can? So, I didn't love that. Also, that was a planned leak. But
that's what I'm saying.
Of course it was.
I would think.
But
I'm so glad we didn't go down that path. God, because I think that would have put us in the danger that we're trying to avoid, actually.
Well, we can argue both sides of that. I agree and disagree with you. I wouldn't want to. I'm not a big fan of Lane, but what I do know is that he would have come here with if they had gotten him with some assurances. He would not have said yes without them throwing caution to the wind in that regard.
Yes, that is true. I don't believe in him to cash in on it in such a way that we get the return that we need from the mountain of money that we would. I mean,
in the ACC, I don't know. He might have. That Ole Miss team was his.
It was.
I mean, come on now. That's the best season they've ever had.
It is.
I'm just. This is you and I have this thing.
We do about Lane. I don't know. Maybe old Golden had some more magic in those key moments.
Oh man.
Also, Chambliss, good job bringing him in. It's not like you tabbed him to be the savior with your offensive mind.
Brought him in.
Your brilliance.
Got a lot out of him.
And you stumbled into it and you go, oh, wait a minute.
Put him in a position to succeed. Boy, did he. Lit it up. It's Jeff Cameron Show 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Your local news now.
A dangerous fugitive was arrested in... The GBI Regional Investigations Office in Thomasville at 229-225-4090. This is Rachel Lene with your Real Talk 93.3 Local News Update. Brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at MacklemoreSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Lots of sunshine this afternoon with highs around 52. Northwest winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight, 32. Bright sunshine tomorrow. Daytime highs approaching 65. Clear skies and dry Saturday and Sunday. Low 60s. Saturday, mid 60s by Sunday. This report is brought to you by the Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Right now, 45.
Tired of calling 1-800 numbers just to get put on hold? Flush those numbers down the drain and call Terry West Plumbing and Septic Services, now offering Terry's Toilets, providing clean, reliable porta potties for any job site, special event, or backyard party. Real local people doing real work. No robots, no AI, no call centers. For all your septic services and portable restroom needs, one local call wipes away the competition. Call 850-510-8558. That's 510-8558. Or visit terrywestplumbing.com. When you call, we answer.
Hey, Jeff, what's up, buddy?
I was just thinking, I never tell you that when you grow up, one of the things that you'll miss are the games that you created with your friends in the neighborhood.
Oh, good days.
So I would have my buddy come over, and then we'd make up these games that were kind of like a hodgepodge of every game that you've ever played.
Kind of like the bikes we built.
Correct. Yes. And it's a grand experiment. In the beginning, nobody knows how to play the game, and you argue about what the rules are going to be. And in the end, everybody knows how to play the game. By the end of that summer, you know the rules, the neighborhood know the rules, and you play that game like it's the greatest game ever played. But
And you still try to break the rules, right?
Oh, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But at the end, Eddie, you're never going to play it again, and you'll think about it the rest of your life.
And the best game you ever played was that game.
Never been a better one.
Hey, you want to have a Gordo smash, Jeff?
I do. I'd like that. Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
Rolling on, Big River. It's today, right? Softball starts. Is that right?
Yeah.
Boom. Boom. Well, listen, we've watched that thing grow from nothing to something that is fairly significant in the pantheon of things that Florida State fans have great interest in.
Yeah, 6 p.m. against Samford. And yes, that is a program now where they really need to expand that stadium in terms of grandstand seating because you cannot get one.
No.
I tried years ago.
Never thought in my lifetime we'd see that, buddy.
And they said the bottom dollar contribution that you have to kick in was massive. I think it might have been more than football. It's crazy.
Wait a minute. Start over. The money you have to commit to go see softball?
If you want grandstand seats, you have to be a certain level of booster in order to be able to have season tickets in the grandstand with a proper seat instead of the berm and the general admission area.
Yeah.
And you got to give over $1,000 at the time in order to just get the season tickets as a booster. They did offer, because they were rolling out those all-you-can-eat and drink seats up the right field line that are raised up a little bit, and those were, I think, were $15 or $17.50 for the season. So, yeah, I mean, you got to pay to get seats there.
Good for them, making money on the softball.
That's why you see the supply and the demand. The price should be a little bit lower than that. I think we all agree, but they need more seats. So hopefully that's...
Well, in this era of NIL, and let me tell you, in rev share, let's put it that way, this era of rev share, precious few dollars, and I'm not saying I have a problem with this, precious few dollars are going to go with the rev share money we have committed to softball, to baseball, to basketball. It's going to football. It's largely going to football. In fact, I cited this before. If I'm not mistaken, Florida State is either tops in the Power Four or within the top 3 in the Power Four of percentage of rev share money committed to football. There's some thought that they're number 1 in the amount of dollars, the percentage of dollars of their rev share that they're putting into football.
Sure, the coaches outside of football know that number.
Oh, I'm 100%. I can tell you Luke Laux knows. So Lonnie knows. Trey knows. I'm sure Link knows. Got to be honest with you. If you're a swimming coach, track coach, volleyball coach, whatever, tennis coach, you're not going to say much of anything. Those sports are probably on the verge of becoming club sports. But the point would be, they're not getting any help. So you're going to need those kinds of fanatical supporters that would be willing to pay $1,500, $2,000, $2,500 to go watch softball for the year. You need those folks in order to help that program sustain its level of greatness and excellence. Those coach clubs are important for where we're at right now.
Well,
we're going through it right now.
And the coaches clubs, they aren't even that expensive to join.
No,
you
not at
can
all.
do that for a few $100.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want it, I mean, that just tells you how far that sport has come, because soccer is not on that level in terms of this is how much you need to pay in order to secure season tickets. I mean, I think it's a great sign.
Is that
of
even
health.
a thing?
I don't
Season
think so.
tickets for soccer?
Well, there might be, but I don't think you have to be a certain chief level booster in order to be able to get in the hat. So we'll see if they expand that more as time goes on. But baseball has always been that way too, with the grandstand selling out very quickly.
And they need to fix the situation with baseball, because a lot of people do not use their tickets. They have them and they don't use them. And you go to games and you see these empty seats in some areas. Just make it so that if you're not using it, you can easily resell them and, double dip, I guess, help the school that way. But I mean, like, if you live in Mariana or whatever, and you have season tickets, or it's been passed on in your family, because we know that it skews old over there at Hauser, buddy. I'm just saying, it skews a little old over there at Hauser. I get it. It's a little chilly for y'all early in the year. We can't just have empty seats over here because you're cold, Mary. Let's offer up the seats. Let's go.
You would have that meeting, I think, specifically for baseball. You would do what the university did to football season ticket holders and say, This is how much it costs at LSU. This is how much it costs at Louisville. This is how much it costs at Clemson.
Correct.
Listen here, deadbeats. A new day is here.
A new day has dawned.
A new day.
We're trying to win around these bitches. Let's go.
As LaDainian Tomlinson once said, a new birth is being born. When he was signing with the Jets.
The great orator that was LaDainian Tomlinson.
What brings you to the Jets from the Chargers? Well, a new birth is being born.
It's a toughie.
Yes.
A misstep in speech.
He's an
there,
unbelievable player.
Yeah, very good player. It's a good thing. But yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
Florida State baseball Zoom with Jeff Cameron.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Good evening, everybody. A new birth is being born.
It wouldn't be in the evening. They'd be too sleepy. It'd be right in the middle of the afternoon, just before their dinner starts at 5. I would be there ready to speak with them at 2.
Do you think that maybe the Florida State baseball season ticket holders are all members of the Sunrise Rotary Club that you speak to?
No, that's an eclectic mix over there, by the way. You'd be surprised. Just
Not
a lot of enterprising business folk out there with a shared love of community and their civic duty.
I would have thought it would have been a lot of Florida State watches and belts.
You got plenty of belts, plenty of, yeah. I miss the rope belts. The rope belts that were such a thing that the old people kept wearing 8 to 10 years after the rope belts went out of fashion. Those were great. You'd see those, but a lot of rope belts in here.
And then the team watch with the wrist watch that's almost all the way up to the elbow.
That never goes out of style, by the way. The team watch with the team socks.
Did you ever own a team watch? I did when I was a kid.
No, I don't think I ever did.
When I was 13, I thought it was the coolest thing.
Well, if you're 13 and you got a Bucks watch, that's pretty badass.
It was a Mets watch, but yeah.
But I was just saying that'd be pretty badass. But no, I don't think I ever did. Chef Cameron Show 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV. Hour number 2, forthcoming. Stay with.
Water is your home's worst enemy. It finds cracks, soft spots, and weaknesses. But not on our watch. At Gutter Solutions and Waterproofing, we're veteran-owned and built different, driven by detail and the pursuit of excellence. We install seamless gutters, underground drainage, and waterproofing systems that don't fail. Because when you live with discipline, water doesn't stand a chance. Gutter Solutions and Waterproofing. Visit guttersolutions.net. With us, it's personal.
Barry knows cool. He's keeping you comfortable. Barry knows cool. You can put him to the test. Barry knows heating and air conditioning. Keeping you comfortable. Here's what Barry does best.
No matter how busy life gets, your home is the place where your family and friends show you they care and celebrate with you. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning always make sure your home is comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, Barano will always be there for you.
This is Tyler from Barano Heating and Air. Now you can schedule an appointment, purchase or renew your service agreement, or pay your bill from your mobile device. Any day, anytime, anywhere. When you turn to the experts at Carrier and Barano Heating and Air. Online at baranoac.com.
Florida license number CAC 1816186.
Barry knows heating and air conditioning.
Craving something different? Discover the bold and surprising flavors of Peru at Café de Martín. From sizzling lomo saltado to savory handmade empanadas, every dish is made with heart, history, and soul. Crafted by classically trained Chef Martín himself. It's not just food. It's a trip to Peru without the plane ticket. Swing by Café de Martín today and taste the tradition. Café de Martín, authentic Peruvian, right around the corner.
Love to compete on the dartboard? Then it's time to head to the CP. The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill is Tallahassee's premier dart bar, featuring steel-tip boards and soft-tip internet play. The Corner Pocket hosts leagues and tournaments regularly. Just check out their social media to find a time that works for you. And in between games, grab a pint and a bite in the cool AC, or enjoy yourself outside on the deck. Whether you want to catch a game or start one of your own, the place to be is the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill, 2475 Appalachie Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
Real Talk 93.3 and the Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce welcome this month's newest chamber members. Businesses making a difference here in Tallahassee. Adaption Inc., Advanced Air Care Heating and Cooling LLC, Better Together, Citywide Gulf Coast, Direct Auto Insurance, Embolden Consulting, Foundational Leadership LLC.
Coming up next, more of the Jeff Cameron Show. Live and local on Real Talk 93.3. WVFT.
Find out more at tallahasseechamber.com. Your Sports Flash update on Real Talk 93.3 in Tallahassee.
New Miami Dolphins head coach Jeff Hafley is going to keep Joe Barry on coaching staff. Interestingly enough, Hafley replaced Barry as the defensive coordinator of the Packers. Barry came to Miami where he was the linebackers coach and run game coordinator, and he is going to remain in that role moving forward. Notes from Florida State football offensive coordinator Gus Malzahn has announced his retirement from coaching, and he says after 35 years, it's time for him to spend more time with family. The team announcing that co-offensive coordinator and receivers coach Tim Harris Jr. is going to be the offensive coordinator moving forward. Also, Florida State picking up 2026 defensive back Darren Townsend as he is committed to the program. This Sports Flash is presented by Progressive. Bundle auto and home, renters, or condo insurance and save with Progressive. I'm Matt Pauley on Real Talk 93.3.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I own a coffee shop, and I wanted to label everything with our logo.
That's ambitious.
Cups, boxes, bags.
Ooh, that'll add up.
Not at all, because right now, Staples prints custom labels for 30% off.
30% off? That's shockingly affordable branding.
Yep, now our logo and URL are seen all over town.
Brand your business for less at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in store, online, or in the app by 4 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Call away. 222-7722. AC and electric is what we do. Service, repairs, and installation too. 222-7722. Parker Services. Comfort is to call away.
Is your home ready for anything? At Parker Services AC and Electrical, we do more than just keep you cool. We keep your whole home running smoothly. From AC maintenance and duct cleanings to whole home generator installations, we've got everything you need for comfort and reliability. Join our Peak Performance membership to keep your HVAC system in top shape and catch issues before they turn into costly repairs. And with a reliable generator, you'll never be left in the dark again. Call Parker Services today, where comfort is just a call away.
Parker Services. Comfort is to call away.
Florida license number CMC 050334 and EC 1301240.
It's where you raise your kids, where friends become family, where every corner has a story worth telling. It's your neighborhood. At ABC 27, we share those stories, bringing you news that connects communities, builds pride, and reminds us we're part of something bigger. We are ABC 27, in your neighborhood. Pay-per-view fights can ring up big bills, especially since in the Octagon, there is one every few weeks. That's why the Seventh Hill Tap Room right downstairs from Corner Pocket Bar and Grill carries every single fight. Plus, unlike most pay-per-view bars, there's no cover charge. And drink specials, too, like $3 select domestic beers and more. And if you enjoy international soccer, Seventh Hill opens early. $2 mimosas on Sundays, anyone? The Seventh Hill Tap Room, 2475 Appalachia Parkway, just downstairs from Corner Pocket Bar and Grill.
Broadcasting live from Florida's capital city, this is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness on Real Talk 93.3. Now, stop what you're doing and listen closely. It's time for the Jeff Cameron Show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
offerings here momentarily. Speaking of which, Tom, how are we sitting with my bets today for the waste management,
That's
huh?
right. Jeff, please, the WM.
I said waste management.
No,
You're not allowed
no,
to call
that's
it
not- No, you're not allowed to. That is a big no-no.
Shout out to Shannon Young, who is an advertiser on this show. He's committed in advance to being a sponsor for the golf tournament.
Ooh, we'll have a save the date for you very soon, folks.
Save the date coming your way, everybody. The JCS golf
Hey.
tournament will be headed your way soon, and we will let you know exactly how soon. Pretty soon.
Pretty soon.
Yeah. We'll tell you how soon the JCS golf tournament is, how soon it will be played, and raising money for the second harvest of the Big Ben again this year. So that's a good thing. I look forward to it. Man, Matt Fitzpatrick decided to tell the course to suck it today. He's at 8 under through 14. You know, Tom, I haven't told you how much it really grates me when I'm about to draft in my money league. Nobody cares about this, but I'm going to get it off my chest. Somebody takes the player that I was going to take as the hidden gem in the pick before mine.
Was it Goddard?
It was.
Oh.
It was Goddard.
Come on now.
I had Goddard.
That is a TGL star performer so far this season.
This is the time of year where Goddard is good. Although this is kind of going according to plan here. I had Jake Knapp, and he's playing well. That's nice to see. I had Sahith Gala. He's playing well right now. That's nice to see. So we got some guys now. We got some dudes. But we'll see. We'll see. Plenty of time to go.
You see Tor Bjornsson's 5 under through 17?
He's a good player, first of all. You know, of the Cootie brothers, Pearson has become a real player, too.
The Cooties.
Yeah, the Cooties are for real. And, well, at least Pearson is.
That's a good T-shirt.
The Cooties are for real?
Yeah. And then just follow one of the brothers the entire round so he's very uncomfortable. And then bet is over on the individual score and just stand there hovering over the rope.
I have some side teams that I've got, some top 20s and things like that I'm hoping for here. It's just, look, man, it's round one. Slow your roll. It'll be all right. Plenty of waste management to tune into.
WM, please.
I saw something that reminded me that it's not just us, that golf is hard even for the best player in the world. Scotty Scheffler duffed a chip today. I mean, just a straight up, what in the world, Tiger Woods? Yo, I mean, it was.
I put on my front foot here. I'll try it again.
It was that.
Remember, you got to close the face if you're going to cut it.
You'd love it when you see it. And it's funny, as soon as he hits it, because it's uphill, he knows the ball is going to come rolling back down to his feet, which it does. He hits it and goes, almost breaks his club. He's so pissed. I'm like, yes.
He's got the fire, man.
We've all been there, Scotty. I, too, have hit a chip that went nowhere.
As much as he wins, and I saw a stat from Kyle Porter, his PR agent, who did call him Gumby.
Kyle is whoever is on top's agent. I mean, he does that. But listen, there's a lot to like about Scheffler as a
knee pads
player.
included with that.
Oh, come on now, buddy.
It's Gary Danielson.
Porter's good at his job, though.
But he did show that in Scotty's last 5 tournaments, he's won $13 million, which is just. And that guy will play. The WM's a big tournament, but that guy will play in the Sanderson Farms.
No, he's not Brooks Koepka. He'll show up to the Lipton.
Well, and he will out for blood, is my point.
Well, he wants to beat your ass.
Yeah. It's important.
That part I like.
Me too.
Hey, can I get – you guys are going to like this. Let's gather around and have a little fun with this, because I'm here to tell you now, I didn't know anything about the guy. You probably did. But upon reading this, I now know that there's no question I would draft him number 1. And not only draft him number 1, maybe slide a little extra bonus money his way, because this is my guy. I want to be happy. I want this guy to be happy. So here you go. I'll give you the details, everybody. Do you know, Tom, because it's the kind of thing you might know, and that most of our audience wouldn't. Select few would. If you like hockey, you'll really likely know. Maybe not even then, because I like hockey a lot. I watch it all the time. But
Celebrini? Who you talking?
No. Gavin McKenna. You know who that is?
Mm-hmm.
All right. He's potentially the number 1 pick in the upcoming NHL draft.
He's got in some trouble.
Well, he did just get in some trouble. But, I dare say it's a good kind of trouble. This is my man right here. I'm in with you, Gavin. This just bolstered your spot on the draft list for me. This is a front office conversation we're going to have. So for folks that don't know, Gavin McKenna plays for Penn State. They are really good at hockey, as you might imagine. He is said to be the best player, maybe best amateur in the world. He is a superstar. He's number one on most people's boards, okay, to go in the draft. He had just finished playing in a game, in fact, scored and added an assist. He was arraigned yesterday on 2 counts of assault, $20,000 unsecured bail, that according to the State College Police. In a news release, an affidavit of probable cause issued late Wednesday night, police provided details on the circumstances of Mr. McKenna's arrest following an alleged altercation at a restaurant in State College. So I was keenly interested in this.
At a restaurant is a great, you're like, oh, buddy, a lot of things can happen here.
Oh, yeah.
A restaurant.
I liked it right away. It wasn't specifically called a bar. Is it a bar and grill or right?
Grill and bar.
Grill and bar.
Did it happen at the host stand? That's usually a classic.
So I kind of perked up. Now, if you don't know, folks, Mr. McKenna is the pride of Canada. He's from Whitehorse, Yukon, Canada. This man grew up on a Canadian farm. Now, he's slight in terms of overall weight when you see him. He's not big, but he's strong as hell, as one would have to be in Yukon, Canada on a farm. Grew up. Country strong is a term, folks. You guys know it. So I'm sure the guy that had the verbal altercation that led to the alleged assaults was probably taken for granted what Mr. McKenna could do in this situation. So what happened was there was a 21-year-old male, McKenna's 18. That 21-year-old male has suffered facial fractures, a broken jaw, and missing teeth.
Oh, no. Gavin McKenna is 165 pounds, folks. So, yes, he wouldn't scare you off on the hoof.
The guy that's 3 years older than him had to have immediate surgery for the ass beating that he took at said restaurant. Now, when I looked at it again, I thought, all right, well, I don't know. Is this kid a hothead? Did he haul off and beat this man down for no reason? Was he underage drinking and unable to hold his liquor?
He strikes me more, does McKenna, as a vaping type rather than a liquor type. He just seems kind of chill. So this is interesting to me.
So the charges against McKenna are the result of the altercation which occurred in the 100 block of South Pugh Street. We can later do Google Maps and look this up, or Google Earth and see what we can find there on 100 South Pugh Street in a borough of State College, Pennsylvania. It was, and this is, where I go. We're investigators as well as PR agents. So we go straight to it like, all right, let's take a look here. What do we got going on here? Let's piece this together. We got a guy that's a star hockey player, just played in a game that night. It is only 8:45 in the evening. He's at a restaurant, not a bar per se, but a restaurant. A 21-year-old male in the hospital as we speak, required with emergency surgery, broken jaw, fractured cheekbone, and missing teeth. How did we arrive at this place in such a short period of time? How did my man go from playing in a game in which he starred yet again to beating this guy's ass?
Was this after the outdoor game? Because they played an outdoor game over the weekend on Saturday, I think.
I believe probably so.
Oh, wow.
What I liked about this story, the more I looked into it, was what the witnesses said happened. So there have been witnesses now that have come forward and had a say with what's happening here. Apparently, he went to dinner with his mom.
Oh.
Well, this changes things.
This is definitely a restaurant.
So, yes, there you go, Tom. We're in the investigative mode. I read more stories. I went, oh, wait a minute. Now we got a guy who's a Penn State forward, record-setting, all-world, probably going to be drafted first overall, scoring a goal and 2 assists in front of 75,000 fans at Beaver Stadium.
Yep, there it was, outdoors.
Okay, so now we know he just played in the game and was really good at it.
And it was ice cold.
Yep.
Yep.
So, The 21-year-old male who required surgery for facial fractures and a broken jaw was said to have exchanged words with McKenna and his mother.
Nope.
Nope. That's not what we do. That's not okay. What are we doing? At which point McKenna confronted the individual about things that were said in the direction of his mother. The man doubled down. Dog. Witnesses say that the heckler called McKenna's mother a whore.
No.
Quote, unquote.
Oh, God.
Street cameras show footage of the 18-year-old throwing 2 sharp, short punches to the face of the heckler after hearing his mother called a whore.
As anyone should.
The man fell to the ground, obviously. Not okay. Not okay. Shattered jaw, broken cheekbone, missing teeth. McKenna, just the 2 punches. Not excessive, just a couple shots. Anyhow, he was arrested when the police arrived because nobody disputed that he punched the man in the face. And he didn't dispute it either.
He probably reported to the police that he had to teach the young man some manners or some such thing.
The guy that's 3 years older than him.
Yes.
So it's now a point of contention in the hockey community. Not really, I dare say, but the media covering this have said, well, I wonder if it's going to hurt his draft stock. Are you kidding me? His draft stock just soared through the roof. He was already going to be the number 1 pick. Now you're like, oh, you bet your ass. I want that kind of temperament leading my franchise moving forward, sir.
Yeah, the thing about fighting a hockey player, look, we all know that you don't fight with a wrestler or an actual ultimate fighter. But with a hockey player, you're getting into trading punches with somebody who actually has their feet underneath them and they don't have to use any core muscles to balance themselves because, skates and ice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem, man. When they've got the ground underneath their feet, they already know how to punch when they're not balanced. So this 21-year-old found out what it's like to mess with a hockey player when he's into the ground and using the ground as his friend.
He was released on that $20,000 bail. I'll be honest with you, just a projection here, a prediction. The university will do nothing, and I don't suspect that they need to. This will not affect his draft stock. If anything, I think it further bolstered his draft stock.
He's a cult hero.
The problem is, this is a felony, and he is Canadian, and so there is that set of circumstances to think about.
Oh, no. They're thinking about the Frozen Four.
Well, what they ought to be thinking...
Can we get this settled the next month and a half, everybody?
Gonna guess that they do. And that this will be perhaps a lesser charge somehow.
I think the man who will be talked to is likely a student of the university, unless he was the rival school that they were playing. I forget who Penn State was hosting.
I don't. Boston College, was it? I don't know.
Was it? Okay.
I don't know, but yeah.
If he's a Penn State student, he's going to be suggested to apologize and drop all charges.
Well, he'll have to type out that apology.
Yeah. Or he'll have to blow into a straw. Now, I apologize. There it is.
Man. How about your boy? What kind of drunken nonsense leads him? I don't care who you are, man. What are we doing out here yelling at a man's mother and calling her a whore?
Now, that witness account couldn't be better for McKenna. I would want a second witness statement
because
that's out of a bad movie. He says it, then he doubles down.
Yeah.
I mean, that's out of a Hallmark movie for justified assault. That's where you're like, oh, well, what are you going to do? He doubled down. Like if a Disney movie had violence, that's what it would take. It would take you really have to go beyond the pale.
Let me just tell you that you wouldn't have to call my mom a whore twice. The first one would suffice. We were going to have an issue at that point. The walking over for this initiation that occurred is going to happen immediately.
Your generation would say 2 hits, right?
This is...
Me hitting you hitting the floor.
Yeah, this would have been over quick. That would have been like, whoa, this got interesting quick.
It wouldn't have been a whoa.
No. It would just been, whoa, okay. Yeah. I'm sure for the people that were there who knew McKenna and perhaps what he was capable of, that kind of strength, the Country Strong that I speak of, probably instantly we went, oh, like heard the words in slow motion and went, oh, buddy.
Yeah, there, pal. He's baled hay in 6 under Celsius. That's probably not a good idea, man.
Also, if you're gonna do that, I need to go try to find the video. I'm sure it'll be out there. Everything is on the internet soon enough. I gotta guess that the guy that said it had to have been probably inebriated and really not self-aware, not very cognizant of the situation. Because how do you let a guy approach you and hit you in the face twice like that? Like, get your hands up, brother. You just called the man's mom a whore. You better know what's coming here.
To die.
You got to know in that moment, you have decided to incite a real issue here.
I want to know what the McKenna family did to offend this young man. That's what I want.
Well, he scored.
I'm Troy McClure.
He scored a goal and had 2 assists. Maybe the guy was rooting for the other team. I have no idea, but goodness gracious. He's learned it. He's learned it now, isn't he?
And you know what's going to happen, too. You play this up now with the new organization, as they say in that sport that drafts him. There's always a parents' road trip. Both the dads and the moms have their own team trips.
Right.
We're going to be cutting back to the suite, back to the bench. The suite and the bench.
Wow.
Hope everybody's treating Mrs. McKenna okay there in the suite there, Rick.
Everybody's on the up and up here. We're good. Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV. Hey, let me tell you about my friends at Tried and True Consulting, a Seminole-owned business that specializes in payments and business solutions. Tried and True's core expertise includes card, ACH, point of sale, mobile, e-commerce, and hosted payment solutions. Tried and True will help you reduce costs and increase your bottom line. That always sounds nice. Whether you're a retailer, restaurant, licensed professional, or service industry, Tried and True is saving you money. Tried and True's expertise extends to payroll, video menu ad boards, IT services, web design, and social media. It's time to make one call and tell the competition to take it on down the road. Call Don or Joe today at 844-464-6653. That's 844-464-6653. When you do business with Tried and True, they contribute 10% of the net revenue to the battle's end. So go Tried and True today. Call 844-464-6653.
You probably already know that Pinch a Penny Pools and Spas is your one-stop destination for all pool maintenance needs, offering everything you need from chemicals, cleaners, vacuums, nets, and more. But that's not all. Pinch a Penny also carries a huge selection of premium hot springs hot tubs paired with easy financing options, making these luxury hot tubs affordable for everyone. And if you have an older hot tub and you're worried about the hassle of removing it, worry no more. Pinch a Penny will not only remove and haul away your old hot tub, but also offer a trade-in value for a credit towards your new one. So why wait? Visit Pinch a Penny's 12,000 square foot showroom today on Greer Road and discover how effortless and affordable owning a fantastic hot tub can be. Find out more at TallahasseeHotSpring.com. That's TallahasseeHotSpring.com.
T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. T-Spark Construction.com. We conquer all peaks. We fix those darn leaks. Call 850-766-134. T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. T-Spark Construction.com.
License number CCC 1331204.
Hey, Knowles fans, it's Shannon Young with Cross Country Mortgage, proud sponsor of the Jeff Cameron Show. If you feel like the housing market is on a losing streak, I can help you find new momentum and respond. Waiting for mortgage rates to drop could actually cost you more in the long run. When rates fall, home prices and buyer competition go up. That's why I'm helping Knoll Nation to get pre-approved now. So when the perfect home hits the market, you're ready to score before the other team even lines up. Whether you're buying your first home or upgrading your dream home, I'll guide you through every step with passion and preparation. Let's get started today, and you can do that at loansforknowles.com. That's loansforknowles.com. You can reach me at 954-369-6171. That's 954-369-6171. 888-888-6171. I'm Shannon Young with Cross Country Mortgage, helping Noles everywhere find their home field advantage.
From the championship stage to coaching change and everything in between, Warchant.com remains your home for the best FSU football coverage in the business. Brutally honest columns and features, market-leading multimedia presence across video and podcast, the largest FSU fan community with a staff that combines for over 100 years of experience covering the Noles. When change comes, Warchant.com is your home for analysis from every angle. Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source. Sign up today.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
Is it in the contract that the T-Spark ad be 5 times louder than everything else? You know, why does that happen? Because it happens on every radio station across America, man. There are some shows that I'll tune into for certain interviews or things like that. If I find out that a guest is on a show or a regular guest in, say, Dallas, if Jerry Jones is coming on, I'll tune in just to hear what that dude's going to slur his way through. And if they're in a commercial, like some commercials are insane and the others are like, what are we doing here?
There's one in New York. It's like Katz and Smith Law Firms. Katz and Smith Law Firm.
And you're like,
NewYorkInjury.com.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa.
That's so loud.
Coming up later, the Mets postgame show. You're like, yeah, let's get back down to that particular
It's
one.
unnecessary, everybody.
I think for the YouTube side of it, it's because there's a extra layer of mix and music that push it through this particular output source. So there you go.
Eric, that's the way most people feel, and that's the way that they've kind of been rendered at this point. The answer to your question about what authority does the NCAA have over schools and why, the member institutions had agreed. The NCAA is just the member institutions of college sports, right? These are the universities themselves. It's
yes.
they themselves. They agree to certain rules that everybody has to play by. Now, the problem is that those rules have since been kind of thrown by the wayside. The courts have said, yeah, you can't do that. Some of the rules. And when you say why bother follow any of the rules, there was a time when the NCAA had authority before several court rulings to exact punishment. We know of this because of the wild inconsistency with which they operated. We talked a lot about how hypocritical the NCAA was. They didn't always adhere to their own rulings from previous transgressions from other schools. They seemed to, for whatever reason, hold a great grudge to the smaller schools compared to the bigger schools, and oftentimes. And then also it seemingly was precedent didn't matter. So you did this to this school did something pretty similar. This punishment was much more severe than that punishment. What gives? And they never felt really an inkling to give you a good answer on that. They just would say, well, that's what we decided. And so anyhow, all of that got thrown to the wayside when a lot of these rules were challenged in court. And they were warned that this was coming down the pike. They did nothing to prepare themselves, and thus we're in a lawless landscape of nonsense that now we watch college football operate under.
With another body of the College Sports Commission, which I think has more authority in this arena.
For the Power Four.
For the power. Well, yeah, I think high-level football to hand out punishments. And what's interesting is, I suppose you could say, screw you to the College Sports Commission top to bottom. They're kind of doing that, obviously, with going beyond rev share and reporting $600 plus contracts to the College Sports Commission. But at the same time, what we saw was a little bit of honor amongst thieves this year, because they are honoring the rev share deals signed by other universities and offset/buyout language. That was the surprising thing to me, because I had Eric's energy. What do I care at Ohio State if you signed a rev share deal at Florida State? You are not an employee of Florida State. So why are you beholden to have to pay Florida State some sort of damages for a contract you sign with them when you're a student? You're not even an employee. However, that language was honored by other universities this year, and that offset provision where it has to come off of your cap for the next cycle is being honored.
Rev share, yes. And I would ask you, or I would suggest that there is a very good reason for that we're unaware of, which is that lawyers have told these universities that is enforceable, that those contracts are enforceable. Otherwise, they would ignore it.
100%. They must have, or they said that the legal fight that you would have to go through for this would be protracted and very expensive. But yeah, the question I would ask to maybe general counsel for Florida State or whoever drafted it up, I don't know if that's compliance or Carolyn Egan, who did a lot of work with the ACC stuff for Florida State. Why? Why does this have teeth if they're not employees? Because it doesn't make sense to me that what's the difference between that and an NIL contract that kids walked out of from third-party collectives to go to other places? Why is it worth it now in a court of law that if it's $500,000 in my offset language, that actually has teeth to it? I find that interesting because if you're not an employee, how is that a fair trade? But yes, the lawyers would have an answer for it. That's for sure.
I've wondered about all of this. I'm laughing. I'm laughing at some of these questions about the McKenna stuff. Long story short, this is the uncertainty that people really don't like that's within the sport right now. It's very frustrating. You go all the way back to years and years and years ago. This is when the NCAA did have real authority, real power to exact punishment. To his original point, I wouldn't report anything ever. And Florida State told on itself more than once. Dumbassery. Self-reporting the whole tutor thing and everything else. That was ridiculous. Would have never done that. It curried no favor with the NCAA.
And then when it came to NIL stuff, we were the only program.
Well, we weren't the only one, but we had
one of very few
pie in the sky, Pollyanna view of what we thought could get done.
Well, I'm talking about the punishments for, the signing of the NIL deal and
the dinner that we brought,
with Atkins and Mims. Like, we're the only school that's in this weird transitional time of college football. You can come get us? Okay, great.
Well, also, how did that get out? I mean, how did that get turned in? Did we do that?
I think we cooperated.
I think we cooperated. Yeah. Go pound sand. I ain't cooperating with nothing. Good luck to you.
Although, you remember that exchange between the investigators and Atkins became public record, the back and forth, and that was not comfortable. That did not go well. He walked in there and thought he could talk circles around those people, and he realized, nope.
What wasn't going to happen, huh? Well, it does seem silly how many times we've gotten caught up with really kind of through our own actions. Self-reporting is not what you do when you're making mistakes. Let them come in with the flashlights. Let them take a look around in due time.
You just got to signal the door like the beginning of Ace Ventura with Mr. Chickadance. Go ahead, snoop around. And all the animals are hiding in the planter's peanut thing and the refrigerator and the ice machine.
Oh, man. Yeah, I've forgotten about that. Man, it's been so many years since I've
seen
seen
that. That's the guy who ended up having the bell in Breaking Bad.
Oh, that's him?
The same actor, yeah. And he's in Scarface, obviously.
Way back. Yeah. That movie doesn't hold up.
Scarface?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Doesn't hold up. It was forever beloved until it wasn't. Then you were like, this is poorly acted and written. This is
unlike Carlito's Way. Now that holds up.
It definitely holds up because it's awesome.
It is awesome.
Everything about that movie is awesome. Yep. Sean Penn's performance is amazing in that movie. Everything about it. It whoops ass.
Tying together the dancing ballerina.
All of
come
it.
on.
Oh, how
Can't
smart is that
it's
at
so
the end?
Good.
I see. I can't pivot off of that. We'll go to break. Jeff Cameron Show 93.3 Real Talk Radio Warchant TV.
Your local news now.
An estimated 40,000 utility customers in Tallahassee received early morning text alerts from the city warning of possible water leaks on their properties. Message read, City of TLH, your water meter has recorded continuous water use for at least 24 hours. People took to social media Tuesday morning confused about whether the alert was legitimate. Some residents rushed to call local plumbers only to find busy phone lines. The city issued a statement saying the system's analytics were more aggressive than normal during the cold weather and couldn't distinguish between three scenarios. Residents running water water to prevent frozen pipes, homes with usage over several days, and actual leaks. The city emphasized that the vast majority of alerts were false alarms. Residents who receive the text should not be alarmed. The city's advice is simple. Do a casual walk around your home to check for visible signs of a leak. Only call a plumber if you actually see water damage. This is Rachel Lene with your Real Talk 93.3 local news update. Brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at MacklemoreSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Daytime highs approaching 52 this afternoon. Under clear skies, northwesterly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Clear skies again tonight. Lows dip down to about 32. Tomorrow, 66. Dry Saturday and Sunday under sunny skies with highs in the low 60s. This report is brought to you by the Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Right now, it's 48 degrees.
Hey, no fans, our partner ISF Inc. is a national management and IT consulting firm located right here in Tallahassee, Florida, solving the future for state governments through strategy, process, and technology. As a trusted advisor for state governments, ISF knows the importance of defining a clear and detailed strategy. Our friends at ISF can help your organization create a strategy that sets you on a path to success. ISF, your vision plus our expertise brings your brilliant ideas to life. Visit ISF.com to learn more. ISF, solving the future.
Hey, Jeff, what's up, buddy?
I was just thinking, they never tell you that when you grow up, one of the things that you'll miss are the games that you created with your friends in the neighborhood.
Oh, good days.
So I would have my buddy come over, and then we'd make up these games that were kind of like a hodgepodge of every game that you've ever played.
Kind of like the bikes we built.
Correct. Yes. And it's a grand experiment. In the beginning, nobody knows how to play the game, and you argue about what the rules are going to be. And in the end, everybody knows how to play the game. By the end of that summer, you know the rules, the neighborhood know the rules, and you play that game like it's the greatest game ever played. But
And they still try to break the rules, right?
Oh, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But at the end, Eddie, you're never going to play it again, and you'll think about it the rest of your life.
And the best game you ever played was that game.
Never been a better one.
Hey, you want to have a Gordo Smash, Jeff?
I do. I'd like that. Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
You had to know, by the way, this is baseball related, so bear with me. But reigning two-time Cy Young Award winner Tariq Skubal has won his arbitration case. It is broke now. That is
so that's $32
million.
Yeah, wow.
He sought rather than the $19 million that the Tigers had filed for in January. The 32 is the largest salary for a player in his arbitration years, surpassing 31, which was by Juan Soto last year. The $13 million gap between Skubal's number and the team's number was the largest in arbitration history. So now you have Tariq Skubal at 32, Juan Soto at 31. Prior to that, and by the way, this has happened 3 years in a row. It was Shohei Ohtani in 2023 at 30. You go back further, you see Mookie Betts at $27 million. So this has gone up. But he shattered several arbitration records for pitchers, by the way. You know who held the previous record for salary arbitration?
For a pitcher?
Mm-hmm.
No, not in the interest of time.
David Price.
Oh, wow. Okay.
$19.75 million. So Skubal is set to make a $21.85 million raise. It's a good day at the office. A lot of us get a raise in our life, maybe multiple raises. We come home to the significant other or dear friend or whomever it is when this moment in your life occurs and you say, hey, I got a raise today. Congratulations, Tom. Man, so what was it? It's just a little bump. Gonna make an extra $5,000. That's good. It makes the trip next summer a little easier, a little bit more digestible,
that's
right?
all it does.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what it does
but
for
it
you.
does.
Yeah, well, $5,000, good job. Whereas Tariq Skubal comes home and says to Miss Skubal, if he's got one, yeah, I was making $10 million, so we weren't hurting, as evidenced by this wondrous house we currently live in. But baby, this place is a dump compared to what we're about to get because I just got a raise of $21 $21.85 million. Sweet Jesus.
Now, are you guys working on Skeens? He hadn't signed that new contract yet, has
He's got 4 years before he can go anywhere. Everybody's under this weird misnomer. Oh, you got to get him locked in. I mean,
well,
we got control of Skeens for 4 years, 4 more years.
Okay, all right. Listen, I'm not trying to take Skeens away from you. What I was asking and trying to get at was, when is arbitration come into play?
3 years from now.
That's it? I mean, 3. Okay, so he doesn't have an arbitration hearing for another 3 years?
Yeah, no, he's under control, team control. There's nothing you can do.
Well, team control still is arbitration.
There's no arbitration for him this year or next. It's after that. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to have to wait a few years before that 32 number gets beat for a pitcher.
Well, no, because here's the deal. We're either going to come to the conclusion we can't pay him and he's gone, which is likely what's going to happen because it is Pittsburgh after all, or God forbid, and, this is where I hate the agent, so I don't know. But the other thing that could happen is that you could go to him right now and say, we're willing to give you a record number. We're willing to pay you right now before this ever gets to that point. What is Shohei's deal? $700 million, $600 million. We're going to give you $500 million. You're a pitcher.
Here's the thing. Okay, so I looked it up. Now, it says apparently he's eligible for arbitration after this year. That means it's still team control because you can do that 3 times.
Right.
But that means his starting asking price is going to be $33 million per year for 7, 8, 9, 10 years because he's going to get 33 in arbitration.
Skeens is how old?
I don't know. Probably 25, 26.
Skeens is 23.
He's only 23.
Yeah, we drafted him straight out of college,
well,
man.
I don't know. You asked me.
Skeens is 23. Scooble's 29.
Yeah.
He's had more. No, I understand what you're saying. But Scooble's put together more of a resume.
Oh, no. You're changing sides. You're trying to get a break on this arbitration
What I'm
ruling.
telling you is that if you look at years of experience and seasons compiled of excellence, it's not close.
Oh, okay.
It's not close.
Well, this guy's only one of the best to ever do it over a 2 or 3 year stretch, and he's only 23 going on 24 years old. I would say that this would award him 35,
I don't know that we're going to be out here
$37
breaking
million.
records for a man that has only competed for 2 years when Scooble, after all, has been dominating for
How did you
6
become Bob
years.
Nutting's representation and I became Scooble's representation in any setting, fictional or otherwise?
No, I would guess that, all jokes aside, yeah, I mean, you're going to go to him and say, the gap between what the two teams were offering was $13 million. So the raise is significant.
Yeah.
And by the way, that arbitration thing is interesting the way that works. The agent comes in at a number for the player. The franchise comes in at a number for the player. When the arbiters then decide.
Yeah, their decision is final unless.
But here's the deal.
All right.
The number that they're deciding on isn't what the team asked for or the player asked for. It's an average of what those two are asking for. So the question for arbiters isn't whether or not I believe Scooble deserves more than what the team's offering. They know Scooble deserves, and so does the team, knows that the player deserves more than what they're offering. They're going to come in and lowball every time. This is why this is not for the faint of heart. They're going to say, we understand that Mr. Scooble has won back-to-back Cy Young Awards and doesn't show any signs of slowing down and has really largely remained uninjured in his career. But, he's currently making this. We'll offer 19. The player and his agent will feign, being offended. Well, Jesus, what is wrong with you? And they'll say, I dare say that my man deserves a far cry more than you're offering. We're going to come in at, 28 or 30 or whatever it might be, right? And then they say, okay, well, now the parameters are set. You decide. They have to figure out then, like, okay, do we believe that Scooble is worth more than 25.7? Like,
yeah,
whatever.
Right. Well,
and if the answer is yes, then the number like this, whatever the previous high arbiter number, that they get that.
Right.
So
which is why Skeens is going to get 33 or more next year.
He might.
He's on pace.
We'll see. He's got to have a good year, Tom. We'll see if he can. We'll see if he can put it together.
Brutal.
There's a lot of pressure. Got to carry a team now.
Not everybody's Jacob DeGrom. Not everybody can do this.
Yeah, you gotta put it together. You gotta have dominant season after dominant season after dominant season. I mean, a lot of guys have been very good for a year and a half. We need the dominance to carry over into sustained excellence over long.
Well, the good news
periods
is
of
his
time.
first start is against the Mets, so you're in business.
Is that right? We play you out the gates first series
Opening day. In Citi Field. Yes.
Boy, those Mets fans who came over on the trip to Pittsburgh, what were they called? What are they called? Those
the 7-line army. Yeah.
That group will be out for blood. They had to sit in the stands at PNC and wear a historic ass beating
with a 2-hour rain delay.
They were pretty quiet pretty soon. I mean, that by the third day when we went, they were just like,
well, yes, the main fan event was Saturday only, but there were many stragglers who were like,
okay, we're gonna wear this, are we? Okay, it's a toughie.
We have to check out the downtown scene in Pittsburgh a little early here.
I remember a couple guys we walked past. You're like, go Mets, go Mets. Sheepishly keep it walking. Like, man. Yeah, that was something. And then you and I will get to see it again this year. Maybe you'll return the favor.
We don't usually win up there. I told you on the flight up, I'm like, man, this has actually been a quiet house of horrors for the Mets.
But you don't.
Is PNC.
None of us thought it was going to go that way, though.
No,
to the extent that
no. But you have to say that I wasn't shocked and gobsmacked. I was like, okay, all right.
No, you were
Let's
only
go get dinner.
you were only gobsmacked one time where I think it was, did we score 17 runs in a game? There was a game.
Well, the Sunday one, I was like, all right, man, all right. Yeah. Another Steel City, please.
Yeah, that got really weird. Where it just like at that point, well, we saw him warming up in the bullpen. You and I, the two very different arms.
Yeah, Frankie Montas for the Mets.
He was trying to
and our
guide
pitching coach
it in there.
Well, our pitching coach was like, the best thing he was throwing was his slider, and I'm like, that's not his best pitch. That's a problem. In fact, that's probably his fourth best pitch. Every time he threw the fastball, Jeremy Hefner at the time, our pitching coach, he's now the Braves pitching coach.
He was looking over like,
it was like, you just see this micro reaction because Frankie's not looking at him. So he can be free to react as he wishes, and there was strain in his eyes, much like when, I don't know, the athletic director was speaking about NIL and Mike Norvell was sitting next to him. It looked kind of the same.
To the heavens?
Kind of looking to the sky.
Speaking of coaches, athletic directors not on the same page in moments that don't play well, that require probably a stern conversation behind closed doors. We had another one last night, and this is funny. Houston coach Kelvin Sampson, currently coaching, as I just said, Houston. And why do I bring that up? Well, they're a top 10 team. Said, quote, that his school's athletic department is very poor. In a postgame. They won 79-55 last night over UCF. And he sat down after the game to answer questions about the ass beating they just delivered to UCF. Somehow that turned into this. He was asked about the Cougars' biggest challenge right now, both in the league and nationally, because they are so good. And he said, well, we have a very poor athletic department. We're just poor. We were poor when I got here, and we're still poor. We are so poor. My man, what are we doing out here? He went on to say,
I'm taking the Clippers job, as you can tell. I'm not going to be here.
He went on to say, we probably have the lowest budget of anybody in the Power Four. Dear sir, might I interject, Mr. Sampson? There is a basketball coach in Tallahassee, Florida, that would like a word with you. I think Luke Laux would protest at your assertion that Houston has the lowest budget of anybody in the Power Four.
You want to get Laux in trouble? Ask him that next time he comes on. I don't know if you saw Coach Sampson's quotes regarding what Houston has and does not have. Any comment on that? About Houston having the lowest budget in Power Four?
He didn't stop there. There was a follow-up question, and Kelvin Sampson said this to that. Well, the way our recruiting's going right now, we're just going to have to stop because we don't have the money to keep bringing in very good players. It's just not something we can do. Well, I mean, good God, man. Now, I will say this. If you look at the database that ranks revenue for athletic departments, this is probably what he's referring to. They have a revenue of around $78 million. It's 56th in Division I. Hardly last. Hardly last. In basketball, there's 300. I mean, come on. But he's bitching because it's 1/3 of Texas's athletic budget in revenue. Well, man, join the club, Kelvin. Ain't nobody got what Texas has. Texas has had that forever. Hasn't done them much good, but Texas has had it forever. But when you're 56th in the country in athletic revenue, stop with the, we're so poor. You wouldn't believe how poor. We're the poorest of the poor. I don't know if my guys are going to be able to eat tonight. We're jogging back to the campus, by the way. We just don't have the means to fill up the bus with gas. It's going to be tough.
You know that microwave, guys, that's in the break room when you come for these interviews? Yeah, it's mine. It's from college.
Yeah.
You know,
it's 37 years old. First year microwave.
I had to bring it in because we didn't have a microwave, guys.
So think about this, and good to point this out, Life Spectator. You are correct. Houston has 2 McDonald's All-Americans starting for them as freshmen. Yeah. I'm going to guess that the 2 McDonald's All-Americans that decided to go to Houston didn't do so out of the goodness of their heart. Perhaps they were paid handsomely to go to Houston, given that if you're a McDonald's All-American, you were offered by, I don't know, every significant basketball program in the country.
Young man, you're going to hear a lot of pitches, and I've got one for you that's different than them all. Poverty is a virtue. What do you say?
They were both 5-star recruits. They have already signed a pair of top 30 recruits. Kingston Flemings and Chris Sinek Jr., 2 of the most coveted and expensive 5-star recruits in the current class that have said yes. Come on, Kelvin. Let's get a grip here, buddy. You should go watch it. Quote, teams that have the best recruiting classes have the most money. That's the way it is today. So who knows? We'll see if we can sign. Depends on how much money we have. Well, buddy, you've been steady signing badasses since you got there. It's not like Houston's,
I've been a national title favorite.
The beleaguered look on his face at that press conference is so good. It's the look that we as Noles should have walking the earth every day these days. That Miami just signed an offensive lineman for $1.5 million. The 5 that will start for us next year collectively make half that.
Yeah, the kid apparently that they brought in is making $2 million a year.
Who is?
The freshman, Cantwell? I think it's Cantwell is his name. $2 million a year starting as a freshman for that 5-star offensive tackle that they signed. So I guess that's a $6 million deal because I think it's a 3-year arrangement.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's toughy.
Although we paid a lot for that tackle out of Auburn, apparently.
Who led the country in false starts?
I wasn't going to bring that part of it up.
Well done, gang. We'll see. He'll probably be fine at home games.
Yeah. Well, aren't we all? We had 5 home wins last year. We had 5. Wait, we went 5-2 at home,
including a win over Alabama.
That is correct. So Clemson on Halloween night.
So my son is in there interning with you, and I have to break the sad news to him that his favorite player on the Clippers, no, not my most loathed and hated player that was traded yesterday, but rather his favorite player has been traded, Zubac.
Oh, really?
He loves him some Zubac. What'd he say?
He's asking if he went to the Pacers.
Pacers protected 2026 first round pick,
Yeah.
unprotected 29. Yeah, hey, you got a 2029 back, Bryce.
Well, and I do need to note this because we do have a lot of internship applications. He is externing through Leon.
Big difference. Sorry,
we're not doing the Bobby Jeff Bowden thing around these parts.
No, we're not.
It's an externship through high school. Very different.
I would have been fine with the Harden to Cleveland deal in exchange for Darius Garland, except for that Garland's got a bad toe and is always hurt. Lord knows the Clippers are forever dealing with people that are always hurt.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No. Other than Kawhi.
Well, Kawhi's
is he still on the roster?
Yeah, and he's playing well.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's playing well. With all the illegal money that they paid him with the whole thing with the owner and all that. That's you know that story?
No.
Oh, it's great. Go read that one. Pablo Torre finds out. It's good. Anyhow, Darius Garland, I would have been fine with. He's 10 years younger than James Harden, but he's got the toes of James Harden. That's the problem. He's got the toes of me. His toes are cheeks.
Don't you have one fake toe? Where'd you go?
It's not a fake toe. I have a steel pin and a plastic bone in my foot.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what it is.
Yeah. That is correct.
So one of the balls of your feet is
the big toe, the big joint in my toe was replaced with plastic because I shattered it. Yes. Not good. Steel pin two pins were put in. One was pulled out. One was pulled out while I was awake.
Really?
Yeah. It was sticking out the front of my toe.
Oh.
And they literally grabbed it and pulled it.
Like pliers?
No, they had a hook on it and they pulled it.
How did that feel?
Hurt. And then blood spurted everywhere when it came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And then they stitched it up and they're like, you'll be all right.
Is the
It sucked.
Is the pin in your toe enough for a metal detector to go off?
Never has. I've always thought it would. Like the first few years that I went through things, I thought it would. Never really has. I don't know if just hasn't. I mean, if you did a little sweepy thing with those instruments that they have, they would be like, what's that? I'd be like, that's a pin in my
toe.
foot. Yeah, but no, walking through the thing, it doesn't go off.
You look like a shoe bomber to me. I'm not sure.
Well, they make you take your shoes off. But yeah, no, it never really has. I've always thought, no other pins in the body, just a lot of broken bones. Broke my nose, broke my fingers, broke my wrist twice. Broke my pinky. Actually broke my pinky punching somebody.
Broke my tailbone.
Ouch!
Yeah, it still bugs me. Anytime I've got let's call it 2 drives, consecutive days over about 3 hours, there's nothing I can do to shift in the seat to help it.
Yeah, tailbone injuries aren't good. I injured mine, never broke it, and I can't imagine that's problematic. Was the one where your dalliance back in the game?
No,
because you hurt it again then.
No, I did hurt it again then.
You hurt it again.
No, but that was I hurt my arm to where I couldn't put the body weight on my arm for about 4 months. That was the damn wheels of the rollerblade, like almost like an 18-wheeler truck with the tread busting off.
And you went, bam!
Yeah.
I remember the next day you came in, you were like, good God.
Yeah,
you hurt. Final hour, forthcoming. Stay with Jeff Cameron Show 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Water is your home's